Hello, everyone out there in Mr. Arnold's CLU3E class. Today we are going to be learning about the Charter and specifically Section 8 in anticipation of the visit from the police officer tomorrow. We are going to be talking about arrest and detention and your rights under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. We're going to be also focusing on some scenarios, and you are going to be completing a Google form as the activity for this assignment today. So I've opened the assignment window as it looks to you, and I'm going to show you the steps to today's lesson. So first of all, you needed to watch this video, which if you're already watching this video, congratulations, you did it. And then, like I said, you'll have to fill out a Google form that looks like this. It's called arrest and detention. Good. So, the question for today is, should police be allowed to pull someone over and arrest and detain them for any reason at all? Well, the short answer is they should not. Because under Section 8 of our Charter, which is entrenched in the Constitution Act, that we have certain rights against unlawful search and seizure. So if you click on the link that says link laws.loi justice, so on and so forth, you'll see a link to the Constitution Act, and the Charter is the first number of sections within that. So once you open that, you can specifically focus on Section 8, which specifically states that everyone has the right to be secure against unreasonable search or seizure. So Section 8, everyone has the right to be secure against unreasonable search or seizure. Some people also refer to this as the privacy clause in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, although it does not explicitly say, and by explicitly I mean have the word private in Section 8. So you can leave that open if you'd like, or you can close the window just to keep your desktop a little cleaner, and that's what I'm going to do now. Right. The next step is you are going to open the document entitled Arrest and Detention - Police Discretion. That will lead you to a document that looks like this. Now, some of the information from this document has been borrowed and put on the form, so you will see this again. So when we've referred to police discretion, it means the judgment that police have to make when they pull someone over or stop a young offender or stop a young person on the street and so on. So within police discretion, police must make decisions and their professional opinions based on the following factors. The first factor being a set of environmental factors. That is the nature of the community, how much crime is happening in the community and the types of crimes, whether they're violent crimes or gang crimes and so on. And your last environmental factor being police-community relations or community-police relations. And that means, does the community want to maintain a positive relationship with that community, or do they want to maintain an adversarial relationship with that community wherein much conflict is created? The second set of factors are factors such as centralization, and that means on a police force, where are most of the decisions made, and what direction is that police force going in? So is it a police force that is adversarial and likes to create conflict, or is it one that likes to de-escalate situations? Second is hierarchy, and what hierarchy means is that does that police force allow the police officers the independent decision-making powers to go ahead and use their discretion more on a case-to-case basis? Thirdly, policies and protocols. So if they are deciding on a case-to-case basis, what are their protocols for those different cases? Or if they have a policy where all types of crime have to be treated the same, say drug crimes, then that's a policy that comes down from the organization itself. The dimensions of policing, that includes the 3 top policies. And finally, the situational factors. So if we're looking at situational factors, those are the factors in and during the situation itself. So we look at how serious the crime is. So is it a case of murder? Is it a case of violent crime? Secondly, was there a weapon involved? That's also a situational factor. Third, they consider whether or not a victim was harmed and what was the role of the offender in that situation. The fourth reason, was it a group or gang crime, and was the person or the suspect involved with a gang? Demeanor, which could mean, is the person acting suspicious? So does it look like they have something to hide? Are they lying about something, perhaps? Did they catch them in a lie? And finally, the age, gender, and race. And we'll talk about why this is a factor when we look at something like the issue of carding, which you're going to watch a short video on soon. Age, as a factor, could mean, is the person a young offender? Have they offended before? And so on. So now we can take a look at how to fill out the form. So I am going to scroll down to the discretion scenarios, and these same discretion scenarios are shown for you on the Google form. So you don't have to click back and forth to this document to do that, nor will you have to click back and forth to the different factors to find them either. They're included for you in the form of statements on the form. So let's take a look at the form. When you click on the link for the form, it provides for you Section 8 of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms and also a definition of police discretion. If you click Next, you'll be required to fill in your last name and first name. And once you have done that, please click Next. So here we have our first scenario. And this scenario is titled Officer Sutherland and Dane. You'll see that there is an instruction that says check all boxes that apply. And that means you would check either all or none of these boxes if it applies to this situation. Dane is in an electronics store where he and a couple of friends are searching for a potential gift to give to a friend. They are happy to find a video game that is on sale, but decide to continue looking around the store. They decide to go grab a bite to eat before making a final decision on what to get for their friend. As they are walking out of the store, the security alarm goes off and the store's security guard notices that Dane has the video game in his hands. Officer Sutherland arrives at the scene and Dane explains to the officer that he did not intend to steal the video game and simply forgot that it was still in his hands. Which factors should Officer Sutherland consider? Let's take a look below. So first of all, environmental factors. Do we have any evidence that tells us if this is or is not a low-income community? If we do, you would click on the box. If you do not, you can leave the box blank. There is or is not a history of other serious crimes taking place often. So from the evidence above, we do not have any evidence that there is a serious crime taking place. And finally, an arrest will or will not negatively affect community-police relations. So from what we see, we have no background on what the community or police relations are, and so you can leave that blank as well. Organizational factors. Is this a common practice to arrest kids like these? We don't have any evidence to back that up. Secondly, do we have any evidence that shows the individual officer is given authority to make decisions on arrests? And we do not. Do we have any evidence that shows the force practices procedures such as carding? Or that this will help the police force deal with all issues in the community? From the evidence above, we do not. All right. Next. Is this crime very serious? Is there a weapon that has been involved? Has the victim harmed anyone in some way? And do we have any evidence stating that the suspect is the member of a gang? So, as you can see from the checklist, we have checked off none of the boxes. So based on that, we could say, from the evidence we have and the discretionary statements that we have above and have clicked or not clicked, we could say no. And you could pick from the list below which of the factors helped you determine that. Since this is any of these, you could click to use that. Since none of them had been filled out, you can pick either environmental, situational, or organizational. And then you would click next to go on to the next scenario. Once you finish the form, you have finished the lesson for today, and we will be more prepared to talk to Officer Rhonda tomorrow. So thanks for listening, and if you have any questions about this activity, please let me know.